lady from New Mexico is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And as I was sitting here listening to this answers and questions, it sounded as if though, you know, the member was very concerned about Russia and what it was doing, and about Vladimir Putin and what he was doing. And it strikes me that the biggest thing we could do to address this issue is to take up the bill on the House floor to provide funding to help Ukraine beat back Russia and beat back Vladimir Putin's invasion. Would you agree, Ranking Member, that that might be the best way we can help Ukraine, the best way we can help our European allies? And in fact, aren't they begging us to do just that?
There's no question that that's exactly what they want us to do. And I already mentioned how the likely Republican candidate said the other day that he didn't care if Putin took over Europe and let Putin do whatever he wants, was his direct quote that came up in the last couple of days. I mean, I don't know how anybody who supports former President Trump being in office again can argue that somehow they're trying to help, they're trying to, hurt Putin. It's just the opposite. He says Putin can do whatever he wants. But if the gentlewoman would let me, I just wanted to, I hadn't talked at all about the environmental aspects of this, to be honest.
Please share that with us.
Because I really, maybe wrongly felt that the other side of the aisle wasn't terribly concerned about that. But but certain statements were made that I think I have to rebut. First of all, the idea is being put out there by Chairman Duncan that somehow natural gas is clean, and that natural gas would replace coal, right, in a lot of these countries where we're exporting natural gas. I mean, first of all, natural gas is not clean. Natural gas is a major contributor to the climate crisis and to the increase in greenhouse gases and global warming. It's not clean. In fact, there's a serious concern that the methane emissions in particular from natural gas, both from the transportation, the liquefaction, the regasification, all these things that have to be done, that LNG is actually worse than coal from an emissions perspective. And that's one of the things that the administration wants to do with this public interest analysis, is see, what the climate impact is. And we also don't have any reason to believe that any of these countries that they want to, I think at one point, you tell me if I'm wrong, the Chairman Duncan said, well, China's building all these coal plants. Wouldn't it be better if we send if we send our natural gas there and then they'll stop building or stop using the coal plants? Well, first of all, there's no reason to believe that. They're doing everything, China. They're building the coal plants. They're building, they're building all the solar facilities, the wind power facilities. I mean, they're doing everything, and there's no reason to believe they're going to stop building coal plants because we send them our natural gas. But the main thing I wanted to say is what this bill, we're kind of getting away, what this bill is all about is the Republicans saying that before any natural gas right now, the law says in the Natural Gas Act that before any LNG facility is built or application is approved, we have to do a public interest analysis. That's been on the books for a long time. And what they're saying is we're not going to do that anymore. There will be no public interest analysis, not by this administration or future administrations. Well, that makes absolutely no sense. The public interest analysis is there to make sure that America isn't hurt by these LNG exports. And primarily that focuses on the price, because we know that the price has gone up oftentimes when more LNG, or in another case, more crude oil, which they also eliminated any kind of analysis. If we don't have that ability to analyze not only the climate aspects, but the price aspects, the economic, the security aspects, then we are putting ourselves open to, China, Russia, whoever, right? All we're saying is that we want to be able to look at this public interest and what's in the interest of America, and all they're saying is we don't need to do that anymore. Well, to me, that doesn't make any sense. And I want to make everyone understand that that's what this bill is about. The U.S. will no longer be able to look to see whether these LNG exports are in America's public interest. And I just think that's wrong. But I know I've taken up too much time, so I yield back to.
Well, what also doesn't make any sense is why we're spending time on this bill yet again when it's already in there, HR1, when we've already dealt it, and when, on March 1st, we have a looming crisis of we haven't funded our government. On March 8th, we have our second step of that looming crisis when we have a security package that has been passed by the Senate and that apparently we're not going to take up here. So there is important work that needs to be done to protect Americans, to serve Americans, and we are simply not doing that important work. And that's what doesn't make a lot of sense. And with that, I yield back.